Good afternoon, everybody. That is a fantastic sound system here at the Bishop Fieldhouse at Paulson Stadium. I have to tell you, there are few things quite like following your favorite team. And we're at the Bishop Fieldhouse today, of course, where so many of us in this room know about the energy and thrill, sometimes despair, that comes from investing and cheering for a team. It's the home of the Eagles here today. On the other side, we're very excited about the events that are going on tomorrow night. I will certainly be in the stands cheering loudly for the Eagles. On the other side of this building, however, is where about today's announcement revolves around, because we are looking very forward to that also being a location and a home for a team that we're going to follow closely. We all have come to know the satisfaction that comes from such a journey of following a team. And today provides us another opportunity for such a journey. I'm Darren Van Tassel. I'm the owner and team president of the new Premier Development League soccer franchise here in Statesboro. And on behalf of the other members of the ownership team, Jeremy Avon and Nitra Van Tassel, who are here in the room, we thank you for being here. Becoming a minor league sports city comes with many things. But one of the most critical pieces is we have to have a name. And everything today is going to revolve around that. We spent a lot of time and fun and experience trying to find a really exhilarating location in which to do that. And we've already filled some of the excitement in the air. That process began about 2 months ago. There were over 2,500 entries. We had over 200 different names. 6 of those names became finalists. So today we have a long drum roll as we go through it. Thanks again for being here. We know that the name of the team will be South Georgia something. And we can't wait to reveal the rest of that to you. But first, I'd like to do a little quick reminder about the PDL and about how it fits, the Premier Development League and the USL, how it fits in sort of soccer around. We've got a video that's getting queued up that we're going to get ready to play. And we welcome some of those things. I will tell you that today's press conference is also being streamed live, which is a new challenge for us. It's being streamed live on behalf of the USL's channel and the PDL. Stephen Short, who's vice president of the USL, and our PDL league president, Todd Easton, I know, and the rest of the league office are back in Tampa watching this anxiously, making sure all of the control signals in the control tower here work better than they did with Fox last night at the World Series, for those of you that stayed up and watched. I can tell by laughter, at least some people are still paying attention to the World Series. I was certainly one of them. It's a big day. And part of what we want to do is give you a reminder of how that thrill works. The PDL is a development league. It's really right at the beginning parts of how minor league teams and players get put into place. Pros have to start somewhere. And here in Statesboro, for all of us here in Statesboro and South Georgia, we look forward to all the pros that are going to start here. So if you guys will cue up that first video and give us a reminder, we're going to pump up a little adrenaline maybe into the room and give us a feel for what the Premier Development League is all about. that certainly comes with a lot of great energy. One can't do something like this without a whole bunch of support for our community. And so as we build up to the reveal today, the idea of us becoming a minor league city had the support from so many of you in the room today. Every team is bigger than just one person, and this team is certainly bigger than just those of us in the room. And I have some of those key folks here today. We have folks from the city and the county that are here. We have folks from our development authority. I've just asked in our local universities, for those of you who haven't figured out, Statesboro, while we're on the campus of Georgia Southern, and it's a great university town, it's also home to three of those institutions. And so there's such a lot of good energy that we're doing. So I have some of those folks here today to help us drum up some of that energy. And Representative Jan Tankersley is here. And Jan, if you wouldn't mind coming up and just offering a few words before we move on the show. Jan Tankersley.
Thank you, Darren. It's such an exciting day. I can't wait for the big name reveal. But can you believe that we landed the only PDL minor league team in the entire state of Georgia? I'm still just soaking that in. And you know, it does seem like just yesterday that I got a phone call from Darren, and he asked me to meet with him and to talk with him about this phenomenal plan that he had been working on to bring this very league to Statesboro. I connected him with just a few folks and stepped back, and I'm telling you, he rapidly moved through the process. Actually, I think it was maybe less than a year, or right at a year from the time we talked. This league is just going to have a huge economic impact on the city, our county, our state, our region. It's just going to really spotlight our community, and I love that Pathway to Pro. That's what it's all about. This team is going to attract visitors to Statesboro and our area that maybe never had a reason to come here before, but now they do. They're going to eat, sleep, buy gas, shop, and maybe even visit some of our other great attractions. We're already kind of becoming known as a sports tourism destination through Georgia Southern University with football, basketball, volleyball, our shooting sports venues. So we've just got a lot of great things going on. It's just a great addition to this community and to our state for a lot of reasons, but in particular this community because this event, this league will be playing during the summer when maybe things are a little bit slower for us. So it's just going to definitely have a very positive impact on us, not only us, but our hotels and our restaurants and other venues. I'm just beyond excited and proud to have this league in my house district. It just once again shows how progressive our community is. And it's always that way, especially when we all work together to make great things happen. Thank you all for being here today, and I just look forward to the name reveal. Thank you, Derek.
Thank you, Jan. Another big fan that we've had has been the mayor of the city of Statesboro, Jan Moore. And Jan, I'd like you to invite you up to the podium too. Hey, Mayor Moore.
My name suggestion did not make the top 6, I just want to say. But anyway, I'm not going to say what it is because last time when I was over there, I got in trouble when I was talking, so we're not going to go there. But anyway, yeah, I was just sitting here sharing with the table briefly that when people ask me about Statesboro, Georgia, and how to describe it, as I go around the state doing various things and see folks and meet folks, I say, well, it's a progressive college town that honors its roots and honors and lives, its roots of hunting and agriculture. And I believe that really does describe us. And I think when we say the word progressive, that takes on a whole new meaning, and I think that entails what is happening today. We have, through Heidi and Darren, realized just how important sports tourism is to our county and community and how much it can mean beyond the confines of the beautiful stadium that we have behind us today. So I appreciate you for doing that. I know this was like birthing a child. I birthed a couple. I know you birthed a couple yourself. Your wife did, not you. But you know how painful that can be. But I'm so excited today because I do believe, like I said several weeks ago, that this will ultimately bear fruit like football bore fruit to the city of Statesboro and Bullitt County in the early 1980s. And I look forward to watching that happen. I look forward to being on the sidelines, and I look forward to the name, even though it's not my name. And I'll just say that my suggestion started with an S. Leave it at that.
Well, that's perfect. You guys wouldn't have liked her name anyway. Councilman Phil Boehm is also with us today, and Phil has been a tireless worker for our community, and I appreciate him being here today. If Councilman Boehm would please come up.
Thanks, Darren. Mayor, I believe your entry started with W. Wasn't it the South Georgia warm showers that, for some people remember that anyway?
I knew you couldn't stand.
Of course I couldn't. And, as the tallest speaker here today, I'm going to keep it the shortest. So there we go. As councilman for the city of Statesboro, when I first took office, one of the things I wanted to focus on was economic development. Because when you improve economic development, when you improve the economic environment for your community, everything else in the community improves. The opportunities for people improve, crime rates drop, you have more money for roads, you have more money for infrastructure, you got more money for schools. So I want to congratulate Darren and his entire, his investors for recognizing the explosion of soccer and youth soccer, not only here in South Georgia, but across the United States, and for taking the big leap to get a PDL franchise here in our community. Can't say the name yet, can I? No. Okay. Let me also take the opportunity to thank Heidi and Becky from the SCVB. They were instrumental in making Statesboro a soccer town, and we wish them well with their new roles there at the PDL franchise. Statesboro, as Jan said, is quickly becoming a sports and entertainment hub. We've got Mill Creek, Splash in the Borough, everything Georgia Southern has to offer, the clubhouse. We've got the new shooting complex, forthcoming horse arena, and now the new PDL franchise is just one more feather in the cap for Statesboro. And whoever builds on the foundation that Heidi built at the SCVB is going to not only have a great foundation thanks to Heidi and Becky, but they're going to have a lot of tools to bring additional people to Statesboro. It's an exciting time to be here in Statesboro, and I'm proud to be part of what's going on and what's going to happen over the next decade. I'm looking forward to the first match of the South Georgia Somethings. Thanks.
We're going to be the South Georgia Somethings for at least a couple more speakers. Dear longtime friend of mine, the Ogeechee Technical College Vice President and Board of Regent, Lori Durden, is here today. And Lori, if you'd please come up to the podium. Thank you, Lori.
Thank you, Darren. I don't have to adjust the mic typically after Phil's been up here. Thank goodness that we have such remarkable individuals in our community that have unwavering determination and grit and vision that can make things happen, big things happen. And Darren Van Tassel, you are certainly one of those individuals, because this is certainly a big thing. I think that we're celebrating two teams today. Not only are we obviously celebrating our new soccer franchise, but also I think we're celebrating the Statesboro and the Bullitt County community that's played a role in making this happen, because I think, Darren, as he alluded to, it takes all of us to try to pull something like this off. And Ogeechee Technical College is certainly happy to be a part of this. We're excited about the unique learning opportunities that this will mean for our students and the internship possibilities. We've already started working on some agreements with Darren and to get those things in place, and we're looking forward to a great partnership and great things for this community. So thank you very much for inviting us to be a part of this amazing adventure.
Thank you so much, Lori. Finally, probably the person who's been such a close confidant to me personally throughout this whole venture has been certainly the largest fan here at Georgia Southern, and that's the Georgia Southern Director of Athletics, Tom Kleinlein. Tom has been just a wonderful sounding board for me as we sort of think about growing any organization, but particularly a sports organization. And Tom, I appreciate you being here today and offering a few words as well. Thank you, Tom.
Well, what a great day. When this idea first came from Darren to me, the word that kind of stuck out in my mind is partnership. What a great opportunity for us as a university to utilize the concept of professional sports or minor league sports here in Georgia Southern, not only to show our current male soccer athletes a pathway to being a pro, but the numerous students that are part of our sports management program here on campus. Our interns that work in the athletic department will now have access to being able to work for a pro sports organization, and that provides a tremendous amount of educational opportunities for our young people. I said this before, and I really meant this from the heart. You know, the time that I've been here, I've heard so much about this community and how this community gives back to Georgia Southern and how this community helped make our football foundation and our university and our athletic department the success that it is today. This really represents to me the opportunity for Georgia Southern to give back to our community. We are very happy to help host the Georgia, whatever our name is, team. Their first year will be played, their first games will be played in our soccer stadium. And we look forward to the opportunity to a great partnership and helping Bullock County and Statesboro grow into its first, but not final. I want to make sure everybody understands it. First, but not final step into the growth of sports tourism in this county, because it is something that we need to grasp hold of and help grow tremendously with all the positive things that it can do. So thanks very much and good luck to this team. Thanks.
All right, that part felt good. As a reminder, I've getting some text over off to the side. We have people in Italy, we have people in China, Japan, and all corners of the United States watching today. So it's more than just those of us here in the room when you pull off a live event. All right, I think it's time to reveal the logo. What we tried to do is even give you a little more drum beat, so it's going to be revealed to you in the form of a video. There are, if you haven't figured out, there are TV screens on that side of the wall also, but clearly we have the one here. There are going to be a couple soccer clips and everything. The good folks at the USL and the PDL offices in Tampa helped put this clip together. You're going to see them run through some action shots. They're going to run through all of the 60-plus logos in the league, and it's going to stop on the one that was chosen. And when it's chosen, please clap. That's going to be real important to me feeling good and everybody that's voted on it. Because when you introduce new team identities, there's also a story to be told. So I'll come back and sort of tell you how we got to all that point. Okay, so guys, I think we're ready to run the clip. Well, I appreciate you clapping. That was really good. Listen, any new identity comes with a story. And let me see if I can help you with this one. The team, as I said earlier, was selected after more than 2,500 fans suggested almost 200 different names in a 2-month-long contest to name the team. Tormenta FC is the Spanish name for storm, representing the tormenting the club will bring to its opponents and the intense force of nature its players will seek to embody. The centerpiece of our logo, as you're trying to digest it and get used to it, is the glossy ibis, which is a local bird, but the bird also comes with a story. The ibis, you see, is known for its bravery. It's the last to take cover in a storm, and it's the first to return after a storm has passed. The ibis in the logo that you see, at least this version of the shield, is leading a storm, and it's looming over all things soccer in South Georgia. Midnight navy, sky blue, silver, and magenta will make up our club's new official colors, all paying tribute to the storm in the sky, the storm in the ocean, and the passion, the growing passion for soccer in our community. I think it speaks to where we are from the rivers and the coast and everything. Tormenta's FC look was brought to life at Brandeis in San Diego. Our partners Jason Klein and Casey White are in San Diego right now. I know they're watching. Hello, Jason and Casey. They've also developed the top-selling looks for so many minor league baseball teams in the United States, is how I became close contacts with them, including the World Series, Nike, the Richmond Flying Squirrels, the Lehigh Valley Iron Pig, which is a great minor league tradition, and America's oldest baseball club, the Cincinnati Reds. This year, they also dreamed up the new iconic soccer brands for the Tulsa Roughnecks and FC Juarez. And of course, today, they were able to add South Georgia Tormenta FC to their list. So let's clap, because I know Jason is thank you. I know Jason is listening closely, and a couple of you, even if you didn't know, wore some team colors in today. That was wonderfully well done, okay? But we also have a little bit of a treat for you. It's not a long segment, but Jason and Casey at Brandeis have given us a little behind-the-scenes look from their workshop in San Diego to give you a little sense of how this was put together.
Once the team name is selected, we hit the drawing board with a shotgun approach of sketch concepts to tell a story from different angles. We selected the glossy ibis as a mascot because it's the first bird to go into hiding once a storm is coming, and also the first to come out once the storm has cleared. Once a direction is selected, we bring it into the computer and digitize it, and look at various options, including this one that included a hidden G in the shape of a shrimp. We also looked at different options with lightning bolts and different ways to look at the text and storm clouds. Well, there you have it, a behind-the-scenes look at how the Tormenta FC brand came to life. But we're just getting started. Right now, we're working hard on bringing the new uniforms to life, and we can't wait to show you when we're done.
Well, Jason, I know you're watching, and I appreciate the work you and Casey did. Well, now that we have a logo, we do have a special presentation to make, and those, my dear friends and those speakers we had up earlier, if Jan Tankersley and Jan Moore and Phil and Lori and Tom will all come up to the front, and Nitra, if you don't mind coming up and helping me, Jeremy, I might need you also. If you guys will come up in front of the white table, we can pull it off now. What we do have are a couple special presentations to offer, and I'll keep talking while Nitra is there. Nitra, if you'll hold up, which one do you have in your hand? Good. Yeah, and go ahead and hand them out to everybody. What they're going to get is our first official coach's shirt. It has Tormenta FC on it. I think the magenta is going to look especially nice on Phil. I know I'm going to have one to wear like that too. And also what they're getting in the frame, if you guys can just hold them up for others to see, it is the official season ticket, which will get them into all the games for the 2016 season. You got to put that on your office wall. We'll turn that in for a VIP lanyard for somewhere along the way. But we sure appreciate all the things that you're doing. And while we recognize you today, there's so many who have been good friends along the way for us. But if you guys are all joining me for these groups in terms of what they mean for our community. Again, thanks for being here. And you have to find a space on your wall for those. You bet. Most welcome. I think they're all in the front row, too. Finally, before we dismiss you today, there's just a couple more things I want to do, just a few more minutes I want to take. We do have some of our front office people in the room today, and because of there's so much excitement, I did want to thank you for all of that. Last week, we announced the addition of the first 3 members of our executive front office team. And when Heidi Jeffers approached me and asked if I had any interest in her joining the front office staff for Tormenta FC, I was elated. I think it says so much about the kind of professional organizations that we are creating, and because professional organizations need top-flight executives. And Heidi's emerged truly as one of the trailblazers in our region with decades of work in economic development. And while she does not begin her duties as Vice President for Franchise Development until December 1st, her rise in status is such a testament, I think, to the strength of where the Convention and Visitors Bureau in Statesboro has come. And that doesn't happen without the strength of such a strong board and community partners. And Heidi, I'm so impressed and happy for the things that you'll be able to bring our club. Becky Davis will also join us as a full-time status, not until March 1st. And I know that as Director of Franchise Development, she's going to quickly help us become the envy of the league in terms of our traditional and social media presence, as she's at the forefront of helping the franchise grow. Crystal Riley's also here today. She's already started full-time, and as Director of Game and Team Operations, she is well underway to help creating the top-flight game experience. We've got one more round of big news announcements that come in that most of you didn't know was going to happen today. Today, I'm so proud to announce the general manager for Tormenta FC. General managers do a lot of things, and I'll perhaps let him come up and speak to just a second. His soccer resume, by the way, is very long. He brings an extensive experience to this position. He's been the head coach at the collegiate level at several major colleges. He's had years of experiencing and evaluating soccer talent. He's one of the primary folks around the country to help certify soccer coaches at the various levels of experience. And I've always taken a smile at that because baseball coaches don't require any tests to pass anything. Soccer coaches have to pass it at numerous levels to achieve their status. And finally, while he's a dear friend, I know a few people who motivate, who inspire with intelligence and first-class approach more than he does. Most importantly, he is also a graduate of this university. He was a former soccer alum of this university. And one of the things that's so exciting to me is that we are building not just a minor league team with professional experience, we are doing it locally. And I think that is a story that will always be worth telling. He is probably even more importantly married to another Georgia Southern alum who's also a former soccer player here. He's also the father to two of my favorite boys who I like seeing, Ben and Connor. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so proud to announce our inaugural general manager for Tormenta FC, Mr. Ben Frakley.
Darren can make anybody sound good. I think he made up most of that, except for the part of being married to Melissa, which is my favorite part. I hate Statesboro. Seriously, you heard me right. I hate Statesboro. That is what I want for every opponent of Tormenta FC and player that has to play us in Statesboro to think. And I know for a fact, because I've spent so much time in that stadium right there, and I know Coach Fritz would agree with me as well, that he wants anybody that has to come into Statesboro to face any opponent on the sport field to feel like, I never want to come here again. And that's why I love Statesboro. I love this place. And I'm really looking forward to working with Darren and the team and so many people in this room that I know and have had the opportunity to work with to making Tormenta FC a team that we can all be very, very proud of. Darren said it best. Pros do start here. My number one job with this organization is going to be bringing in the most talented male college athletes that we can bring in for 10 to 12 weeks in the summer. And when we talk about the D in the Premier Development League, I want to make sure that everybody that represents our club and wears our jersey understands that they have a responsibility to this community beyond just winning games. Every speaker that got up here and talked today talked about how great Statesboro and Bullitt County is as a community. And I want all of our players to know that and represent that as they compete. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Darren.
Okay. We've got a couple of prizes for everything. You know, I think Oprah, everybody gives prizes in the audience every time when she was doing her show. And so we have presents for all of you guys today. So if you kind of turn around the group at the back at the bar area, there are T-shirts back there. Can you guys hold up one? Or maybe a couple? Before you leave, it says Tormenta FC on the front. And when you turn around the back, it's got the new logo for you to take home with you. Pros Start Here is right underneath there. If you guys will stop on your way out, we don't need a stampede. So they can give you the proper size and that sort of thing so you can take home. They are free today, but they go on sale about 10 minutes after you leave. So I hope all of you guys will pick them up today. We also have some postcards I'd like for you to take. On those postcards, on the front of them, it's got the logo. By the way, against the gray, it looks superb. If you'll take those with you, there are links on there to the webpage that became active about 7 minutes ago, tormentafc.com, and there are links there to both gear that you can buy, hats, caps. Soccer has a wonderful tradition of scarves, and while we're not going to be playing in the winter, they make a fantastic summer scarf that I hope will everyone will like. So we have those T-shirts for you. And on your way out, we've also set up, like any good banquet would do, to try to get your attention. We do have some season ticket orders for you. They're all going to be there. We will invoice you. You don't have to give us a single dime today. Jennifer, who works with me, told me that everybody who comes today will pay their invoices because that's the crowd that showed up. No team's going to succeed without help. We're going to need your time to do this. We're brand new and we're undefeated, and we might be going to the Rose Bowl because you can when you're undefeated. We're going to need your time. We're also going to need your good vibes. We need you to go back to the office and talk about it, and don't just stop talking about it today. Let it join the conversation that is a part of where we are in the region. We've been given the name of South Georgia for a reason. Our franchise extends all the way into Savannah. We've got to help grow that market and bring those folks here to our games and that sort of drive, and we'll be working hard to do that. We will play 7 home games a year. Actually, it's one more than Coach Fritz is playing, I think, a year. That's a lot. That's a lot for home games to do. We're going to be playing them in the summer when no one else is, which I think is a wonderful fit for all of us. I mean, unless you have a vacation, no one's got another football conflict, baseball, soccer, etc. We're going to also need your money. And it's going to be a real important deal. Franchises do not exist just by pats on the back. Nothing ever does, and we're going to need those things. We've tried to price a ticket package here that makes it very, very affordable. They're going to be $10 to get into games. There's $7 for youth tickets. By the way, if you're 4 under, you get in free. If you're over 12, you're going to have to pay adult prices, but a season ticket for a youth is $40, $55 for adults. And we put a VIP package together that I think most of you are going to want to do anyway because it involves free food at every game. But it'll get you into. We're looking for exhibition games that will be played throughout the season. And we're going to be working hard on some of the contacts I have through international baseball circles that we've already been working about bringing in teams from Latin America, bringing in teams from Europe to play here. And while we will, and we may try to play some of those exhibition games in Savannah as we grow that group too. So we look forward to all those things to come. When you're undefeated, everybody's happy. Thanks you for staying happy through the season, and thanks so much for being here. It's a great day for all of us here. Thanks again. Okay. Sure, the T-shirt booth is open. Thank you, guys.